friends. Come on in. Happy Tuesday Live. Let me know when you get here. Okay, I think the camera is situated well. Little piece of fuzz. Come on. Okay. Anybody here? Let me know if you can see and hear me. Okay, so I've got this pulled up now where I can see. Excuse me. We are going to do a little bit more watercolor. This will be our last one for Tuesday for a little bit. But I need to know if you guys want to do more. I can always do little bonuses. You're at work? Awesome. I'm glad you can sneak in. It's good for you to take a little, rest. Hi, Marcia. Hi, Mickey. Hi, Mary Jo. Hi, Joanne. So what we'll need today is, if you want to do this with me, it's a good one to practice with me. It's just some watercolor paper. Grab your watercolors, a couple of pair of scissors, and a pencil, and a book or a hymn page. That should be about all we need for today, and of course your brushes. Hi, Trisha. Glad y'all are coming in. Let me show you last night's project. It turned out perfect. Can y'all see? Always takes my iPad a while to catch up. Hey, Sherry, how are you today? So, still don't see it, but hopefully... Oh, Siri just said, I'm pretty good, thanks. No, Siri, I was talking to someone else. Oh, has it? I'm so sorry. You or the kids. Hi, Pam. I still can't see. There we go. Now it's finally showing. Okay, so here's this. It turned out just so pretty. I really like that we added the purple now that I can see it today. I was afraid it was going to take away from our china pieces, but honestly, I don't think it does. I like it. But you can, do all china pieces. Another thing I think I would do, if I had more, I would just put all different china pieces. So it could be all different colors all around. It doesn't have to just be matching. So there's that one. And I had enough resin, so I quickly painted this little 4-inch with purple. And I added gold around the edges. And then just made a quick little one with extra. I did have to cut some of this, but the extra pieces I had. So we got a whole nother one out of it. And I thought that was so cute too. And let's see the little petals I cut. So that worked out great. Just FYI, if y'all want to do one of those. Ha, pretty good too, Siri. Purple art. Oh, thank you, Joanne. Thanks, Pam. Yeah, I loved it. And, I know, Mary Jo, you sell, anybody that sells your art, those kind of things will sell really well. And hopefully, I'm going to do more small things and see if they sell, because my things are sitting in Etsy, just sitting there. They're not getting sold. So, I don't know. My auctions always did really well, but Etsy is just really hard to sell things on. But those smaller pieces should go pretty good, especially if they know it's for a good cause. This is an ornament that I found at Michael's last year, like on sale, ceramic, and it has these little grooves on it already. They're raised, not grooves, but they're raised little pieces. So I just painted it purple with purple pizzazz, and then I went over it with my white pearl. Actually, I take that back. Purple pizzazz on the bottom. Then I did my lavender haze on the raised places, and then the white pearl over that. And it turned out really pretty too. So I'll put that on a ribbon. So, oh, and for you guys that don't do resin, this is triple thick. So I bet you didn't even notice, because triple thick really does look great. So hopefully y'all can see both of these. Hey, Patty, glad you made it. And as you can see, if you can see them both, like I said, my iPad's slow. I think people would think this is resin. It's not as thick. Like resin is a really nice glassy coat, so it's not quite as thick or whatever, but it's a definitely a close second. So just there's a couple of things to show y'all today. Hey Inga, thank you Joan. Hope everybody's doing good. So let's get started. So I want to show y'all some things I've been playing around with. You know, you don't have to have watercolor paper. I am gonna just grab, came from the Dollar Tree. I don't have any idea what this book is about or anything. It says Compassion and Love, but I just grabbed a book for $1.25 and we're gonna take a couple of pages out and do something with them. So think outside the box. Paper, you know, you can definitely watercolor on this as well. It's just a different kind of thing, you know. It's not going to be thick like watercolor paper. We'll do one hem page too. All right. If you need hem pages, you can go to our little, we have a little subgroup called VIP Swap, I think it is, and just go in there and say, hey, does anybody have any hem pages? And some of us do, and we'll send them to y'all. So just know that there's that available. Kids, little one got his hand stuck in a toy. Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's so hard, isn't it? Do they have like a rest time where you can have them just kind of lay there, and even if they don't sleep, they have to rest? Hi, Tanya. So let me know if you're painting along or going to practice along with me. I've got a couple of cups of water. I've got this right here is my Karataki watercolors. But you know, you can use your praying or whatever else you have. It doesn't matter. And then I've got a couple of little towels here to blot on. But this is gonna be a really fun one for y'all to practice with, and then I'll show you what you can do with them. So I've got a lot of water on my brush, and I'm just gonna dip into my little rose color from, this is again Kuretake, and we're gonna make some blobs. So you can just kind of start doing, you know, some kind of round circles, or you know, if you want to make particular flowers, you can. I'm going to do a few with this color. And so this is just, what I'm doing here is just simple shapes, you know, just little kind of pretend flowers. Grabbing a little bit of yellow and pop that down. Let that mix a little bit. I had a lot of fun playing with these. I don't have enough time to do too much, but I really have enjoyed our watercolor stuff and hope y'all have. Let's do a few yellow. Let me think what shapes I want. Could do some kind of bud looking things. And this time I'm going to just grab a tip of the red or pink and kind of add that in. And if you want it to flow more, just add a little more water. I'm being a little careful with my water because this isn't watercolor paper and I don't want to just soak it. But I do have a very wet brush. Let's grab some of that orange. Back to my yellow. It was a little harsh. I'm going to kind of, so you can't maneuver it as well on this as you can on watercolor paper. So I might add some red now and just kind of redo this one because it really got too dark for what I was thinking. I was thinking way more yellow. So we'll just make this one into a pink and keep going. Oh, good, Trisha. Try to take some deep breaths and another another little flower we can do is dots, kind of staggered. And before these dry, I'm going to dip into my orange and just give a little dot to let that bloom. Like I said, this is very different than your watercolor paper. It's doing its own thing, very different than watercolor paper, but it's still a good way to do, you know, some fun things with it. I'm going to try the wet on wet, so I'm just dotting down first this time, grabbing my yellow. And I'm going to grab a little touch of orange again. Let those all kind of run together. I know they don't look like much now, but just wait, just wait. Let's see what else. Let's do... So, you know, light with the, if you'll start light first and then kind of come back with your dark, you can really get it more intentional. So just a little light wash at first and then add the dark where you want the dark. Let's mix our yellow and orange here. Do one of those. I don't know why I'm having trouble with thinking of flower shapes all of a sudden. Notice how I'm leaving some white. We talked about that last week. If you haven't watched our other weeks, it just kind of builds, you know, what we've been talking about. Let's go into that yellow. I don't want to cover up all my white. That's pretty good. And then I'm gonna move over to this next page while that's drying and do some stems. So I'm going to go to a smaller brush. It's also going to be a round. I will use this one. It's a 1, I think. Yeah, 1. And pick up some of our olive color. Ooh, let's do it this way. Let's do it going across the words. We can also do the wet on wet, so get that pretty wet. And grab a little yellow. So these are going to be our stems for our flowers, if you hadn't guessed. I'll do a couple of other colors also. Oh, that's a really pretty color. I love that. And some yellow in here. And then let's do leaves. I'm going to go to a little larger brush. This is a 4, I think. No, it's a 6. Oh, thanks, Joanne. You're sweet. So just like a little football shape. Leave a little white if you want to. You can add some yellow in. Kind of let those mix a little bit. I really love that bright green. You know me. I have several ideas for these, so I hope they work. I don't know why they wouldn't, so. Let's do a couple of large ones on our next page. Gonna let that dry. See how quick it dries on that paper? You know, with watercolor paper, you can really add some water and move it around, but on this book page, you're not able to do that as much. Let's try getting our page wet again. Let's see how we like that. See, it just doesn't hold the water like watercolor paper. I mean, it's still going to work. I like it. It's just different. Oh, thanks, Patty. This sap green here, that may be the same. No, it's different. You look at this. I really like mixing my colors and not having just one plain shade, you know. Okay. Let's set that aside. I think I might want another couple of, I think I want a few more of these flowers. Grab another book page. I can also send y'all some of this book page if you don't want to go get a Dollar Tree book. So I have more than I will use. Oh, I forgot I put out purple. Let's use a little purple. Just let your brush play around. You know, feel like a kid again where you used to just sit and doodle, and you don't have to have a tracer for this kind of thing. You just let your brush, you know, go around the page making some little flower shapes. Okay, let's let that sit. I think I'll add a little yellow to it. Let me get some clean yellow. Y'all are awful quiet. I know Trisha's trying to recover. So these are really light, and as they dry, I will add some more purple. I think I'm going to go ahead and do a couple more though. Literally, the brush is doing it. I'm just tip down, press, 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 lift. Now I'm going to dry these so I can put a little, I do too, I love purple now. I really have grown to love it. And as you guys see me doing a lot of purple heading up to June, just remember, if you don't like purple, because I used to not really care for it, then just change and do a different color, you know. Just do your pink or red or yellow or whatever colors you love. Good. Well, I hope you're feeling a little rested. And we all need to pray for each other, you know. Pray for Trisha. Pray for those kids. Because it's hard. Oh, my goodness. I don't think I would have the energy to do what you do. I guess we do when we have to. I mean, I know we do. We do what we have to do, right? Okay, I'm going to come back and do stems on some of these. Some of them I made stems, but but maybe these two, I'll go ahead and paint some stems just to show you all what you can do. So I'm going to kind of come up under this one. Like it's cupping it. I'm going to do the center, some yellow. And then tap in my orange. And let's grab this purple and try to, excuse me, darken these up just a little bit in areas without touching that center. Oh no, what's wrong with Nelda? Oh, Nelda, I'm so sorry. Did you tell me you had an appointment? Gosh, you've suffered that. I think that we probably connected on back pain. I think that I started praying for you. That's how we became friends, right? Because I've prayed for your back as long as I've prayed for mine. Some of us have just really not been able to get much relief. The medicine that they've got me on does help a lot. And so I really cannot complain. I do need to continue and go to the doctor and all that, but oh, Ron is having insurance troubles. His doctor no longer takes, one of his doctors no longer takes it, and he tried to get a CT that he's due for, and they are now out of network, the place he's always gone to. So evidently our insurance, which is like Blue Cross, but it's, you know, the subsidized one, whatever you call that, nobody likes it. Doctors don't get paid enough, and I understand to a degree, but if you qualify for it, then that means you're low income. So they really should just, you know, I hate to say not be greedy, but, you know, sometimes just take what they pay and take care of your patients is the way I see it. Nothing else. Okay. Oh. Well, every day there's new medications, so we need to just pray that they can find something that can give you some relief. More than what they can have been doing. I'm going to dry these. We're going to cut them out, and I'm going to show you what we can do with these. Dry them on both sides. You'll see how the water seeps through. And also that helps your page to flatten out a little bit. But I never care when I'm doing mixed media. I'm always fine with wrinkles. In fact, sometimes I did watercolor flowers once before. It's been a few years, but I would wad it up and then do it. So, you know, that's kind of personal preference. Okay, now let's start cutting. This is the, you know, most time-consuming part, but we can chit-chat while I'm cutting. And what I do is I like to leave some white. You don't have to. You can totally just cut out the colored part if you want, but, you know, that's just how I like to do mine, is to leave a little white. And usually what I do is cut them down like this, kind of small with the big scissors, and then use my small scissors to really, you know, not fussy cut, but go around them better. And remember, if you have scraps like that, you can use that for your your stems. So sometimes I don't keep it if it's just junk like this. I can't do anything with. My nails look awful. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm embarrassed of them. Just got a glimpse. I need to do them so bad. There's always more pressing things. Oh, they make you feel horrible. Yes. Yeah. Well, there are a lot of drugs, Nelda, that will not make you addicted. And now it's not going to help you as much, but that's what I ask for as well, because I'm also scared. I just don't like medicine. I know for a fact that much of it is either addicting or gives you other issues, you know, like brain issues and things. So I'm real picky. But I also, sometimes it's like whatever's worse, you're going to, you know, if your pain gets too bad, you may have to. But yes, prayer is excellent because we know we can get through anything with him. This is something, again, I say this every time, that you can get your kids or grandkids started with. And then you can say, you know, Mother's Day's coming up. Maybe you have somebody you'd like to make a card for. And let them have at it. They could make you one, or Grandma, or whoever. If it's grandkids, I guess they can make their mama one. So you see, I just like to leave a little bit of that white. I think it's kind of cute showing. Oh, I didn't even finish these. I was going to go back and put some darker purple. So I'll do that. Although this soft purple's pretty. This is more of that lavender color. Kind of do like it. We'll just see once we get it all together. How's everybody's weather? I was so surprised, excuse me, I think it was yesterday that Vicki said it was chilly and rainy. And that's West Virginia. And then here in Texas, it's hot and sunny. So how are y'all? Always feel like, you know, I forget that we're all in different parts of the country. Hi, Kim. How are you? Yes, Patty. That would be so good. Trisha, she loves it. She's like, I cannot believe I have just now bought this car. She's been, you know how it is, kind of stressed about money and wanting to move out, but yet, do I have enough and blah, blah. And I said, you got to start living. So, you know, to get a new job, to get more money, you got to have a car. So, yeah, she is so glad she got it. She got a great deal. She did so much research that she knew what to say and how to counteract their little schemes. Like, she did a lot of research. And the people that she was listening to were saying, you know, you've got to know their games, their little tricks, so that you can say, well, but you're saying I only get that interest rate if I buy the warranty? And then they're like, well, I mean, no, you know, they have to tell the truth. They can't lie to you. So she went in. Ron was just so proud because he was like, she didn't need me at all. She knew exactly what to say. And she's very much an introvert, so that helped her, you know, give confidence that when you have to do it, you can do it. I hate that they can rip women off so easy because we usually don't know things, but it's not that hard to get educated now that we've got YouTube and all the things. Yeah, Patty, this would teach them to, you know, use scraps. Maybe have them bring, you know, I don't know. Maybe y'all have, I don't know if y'all use like Sunday school books, but like old pages or old bulletins or hymn pages. I don't know, you know. Think outside the box, but it's good to teach them to be resourceful and can write Bible verses on them or something. You could really make that work really well for kids. That looks so pretty. I don't know if y'all can see that, but you've got the light pink at the back and then the darker pink, and then you see some orange and some yellow. That one turned out really pretty. Oh, you did. How's your weather? Vicki, wasn't it you telling me that it was pretty cold and or chilly and rainy yesterday or day before? And how are you feeling, and how is your daddy doing? I hate to ask you when I'm just on my main page, you know, so I don't want you to have to answer in front of everybody if you don't want to. I just am always thinking about him and wondering how y'all are doing. I think that's my favorite one right there. I love it. So the things that I'm going to show you today, you could do this in your junk journal or cut these out and use in a junk journal, or we will use these on an ATC in a minute. I'm also going to show you just how to use them with your art. So a lot of ways you can use things like this. And I'm showing you watercolor because we've been enjoying doing watercolor right now, but this works with acrylic painting too. I've definitely painted lots of things on book pages and hymnal pages with acrylics. Hi Betty, how are you today? I haven't forgotten you, and I pray for you and your family too. And I know that when we have a loss, it's the long haul. And you've had a few, you know, you've had two that I know of, and so I pray for you ladies. Life is just not easy, this life. And I always just really hurt for people who don't know Jesus, because then they don't even have the hope of eternity. So sad. Okay, we're at the big stuff now, so it'll go quick here. We're going to do jewelry next week, just on a weekday, because I did have to order something, or I wanted to order something. I ordered some little magnetic closures and a specific type of glass bead I wanted. So, and then we'll also do a little with resin. Maybe I can make y'all a supply list of what I'm going to use before I do it, and then if anybody wants to make them. But usually you probably want to see them first. So, Dad's doing pretty well in his nursing home and feeling better. Aww. Well, glad he's doing pretty well. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad you kept pushing and somebody finally helped, because it is crazy how they try to keep from having to do that. Okay, I have a question for y'all. This is going to be so random, but does anybody who's here watching ever just feel like you're hungry all the time? That's how I feel. I feel like I just always am hungry. And that's, I mean, maybe I'm dehydrated. I just now realize that's probably what that is. Because I did have lunch, but right now I was just like, I'm so hungry. What the heck? Oh, the social worker at the VA is not allowed to go to the facility because of what she did. What did she do? Do I know, or is that something personal? What did she do? I don't... Okay, now we've got... I'm going to save some of these scraps over here. So as you know, just like with glass art, I kind of line up my pieces, see what I have to work with. Oh, I forgot those little ones here. Oh, okay. Well, I'm so glad that she has nothing to do with him now. Yeah, people should be ashamed of themselves, and I pray that they're never in that position. You know, because sometimes you want to say, oh, I hope it happens to her, but I don't wish that on her parent. You know what I'm saying? But like, people are so cold and hardened sometimes that they can't fathom what it's like to deal with that every day, day in, day out, during the middle of the night, all day. You know, they just can't put themselves in that position. And they keep people from getting the care that they need and deserve. Okay, now I'm going to grab a micron pen. I didn't mention that. I forgot to mention. Grab a micron pen. This is a 05. That's too big probably. Let's see. Let me see if this one has a good tip. It does. It's a 01, so it's really small. And you can, you know, kind of scribble on them if you want to. So like, I probably could have done this. Well, I probably should have done this before I cut them out, but I wasn't thinking. You know, if you want to make some marks on them. Optional, but I like it. And you know I like mine pretty messy and sketchy. It's kind of cute like that. Oh, Kim said a supply list would be helpful. Okay. I didn't say anybody say if they're hungry all the time, so I guess it's just me. Oh, it's 87. Supposed to rain tonight. Thank you, Pam. Placemats for the prison ministry. So, Vicki, are they keeping him busy? Like, do they have activities there? Because a lot of places do not. My mom's did, and she loved anything to do with music. But sometimes, you know, a lot of the workers are very lazy, or at least at her place, and I think at a lot of these places. And so they would put colors out with color sheets, like a child, and she didn't want to do that. I mean, she kind of would some if I sat there with her, but it's almost like in her, even though she didn't know much, she knew that was childish in her mind. So she wasn't really too into it. Although coloring I enjoy coloring, but I think it was something about but anything with music she loved. And I tell you, I know you go and volunteer and do that, right? Because I've seen you post about y'all's little band or whatever that goes places. Is that right? That is the biggest blessing, and I know God blesses that. Because, oh my goodness, when you know that verse about what you do for the least of these, that's it right there. People that can't do anything back, you don't get anything for it. Just the joy of loving people and knowing that you're doing good for people that God loves. I just think adding the pen is so cute. Now, here's what I call like a faux flower, and you can kind of create. So there's really nothing to it other than a blob. So here's where you can kind of, come in and make like, here's a couple of petals, and then we'll put a petal here, and then, and then that's your little flower. And then we had these little circles, so I'm going to kind of continue with this. They're more of an oval. Just kind of go around those. See the difference? Good, that's great. See, Trisha, I need something. I think I probably could use the water thing. I'm sure that, I'm dehydrated. But I just feel like I need to shrink my stomach. I really want to take that Ozempic stuff, but I know I'm not going to. Number one, it's not covered, and number two, it's probably dangerous from what I hear. Now this ended up being kind of like a Deb flower, so I'm just going to kind of make some little petals, like as if I painted them. Those things. And there's that. You could do just circles, so Oh, Inga, did he? Ooh. I need to ask, because I know if you actually have, you know, well, number one, I'm pretty sure I'm obese, you know, what they call obese. And then number two, I think if you have any blood pressure issues, they will give it to you, which I do. I mean, mine is very controllable with, I take a medicine, 1 pill a day. But, oh, if I could lose weight, I feel like I'd feel so much better. But I've heard from a doctor, I mean, it wasn't just random, but, you know, I watched a YouTube video about when people get off, they just gain it immediately back. And so I'm kind of like, well, what's the point? I don't want to stay on it forever. And if I'm just going to get it back, you know. Okay, now we can arrange. So let's take a piece of watercolor paper and let me think how I want to do this. Do I want to make it into a card? Another thing we can do, let me think. I didn't think about this. Let me grab a wood base. I was just planning on doing this on a watercolor paper card or something, but we could attach this to the wood base and then it would be nice and hard. I like to, let's do that. That'll be nice and substantial, because you can do this in a smaller, you know, scale and just put it on an ATC. So we'll do one of those, but I think this is a good idea. So I'm going to cut this hopefully just to fit. And I bet if I used an X-Acto knife, that would work. We're going to try this. I just got this in from Temu. Oh, I think it worked like a charm. Huh. Let's see if this is big enough, though. No, you ordered painting supplies. What did you get? Your doctor said no. Too many bad. Yeah. Hi, Janet. Haven't seen you in a while. Okay, let's see if this even is big enough to make our little bouquet. Oh, how cute. So we might can use some others on some. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, let's use one of these 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th. Oh, you could even layer them. If you have scrapbook supplies and you've got like those little brads, that'd be cute. Excuse me, to layer. We're just getting our design down, just like I do if I was doing glass. Just kind of got to get my bearings on how this is going to go. With the coming off the paper, it would, although I'm afraid they'll get ruined, you know. I'm going to have to attach them down, so. And then we'll do a wash on our background. That's kind of cute. What do y'all think? You like it? Oh, I know, Inga. We'll do good for a little bit, and then we just fall off the wagon. It's just so hard to maintain. Oh, there's another one, so we can do a whole nother one. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is attach this to my board. You can use any kind of like a gel medium, or I feel like I always just use my decoupage medium. I think that I'm going to use my Liquitex though, because this is a better quality, and to hold, this is heavy watercolor paper, so I might just use that. So let's put that on. Janet, how are you? What's new in your world? 8 o'clock Central. Oh, I'll be fast asleep. What event is it? Oh, that's sweet. Oh, what do they do when you're on vacation? Who watches them? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna put this in water. And we will paint this. So let's just do some watercolor wash on this. I do have my blue in here. I think blue will be really pretty. I'm going to add a little bit of that. Kind of let those blend together. Mom was home one day, then they went to a neighbor. Oh, okay. Strawberry and lemonade. Whose event is it? I haven't heard of it. I think that's a really pretty little color there. Okay, let's dry that. Oh, Joanne, you're amazing. That's great. Thank you. I think so, Pam. It's pretty light, but I think that will be good, and we can always darken it. But I think that's kind of a nice background for this. Just Jen, okay. Yes, Marcia, isn't it? Watercolor definitely feels that way. Much more almost a vintage, soft, romantic feel. Whenever you do a wash, a big background like that, you use a lot of water, so it takes a little bit to dry this. Now, I am going to also do another thing with this. Let me grab those colors again. So, I'm going to mix over here. I'll show you what I'm doing. So, I've got my blue and my green, and I'm just mixing those together to get that color. And now this is very pigmented because it's pretty much just the color. And I'm going to take my little sponge and get that loaded up and go around the edges. And it'll give it a little dark edge. Ah, so pretty. Love that. Love that color. Okay, now no, well, you can. You would have to spray a sealer on them. So I don't even have a matte sealer right now. I only have glossy. But for watercolor, what I used to do is spray a matte sealer over them. And then once you do that, I usually do it too. Like I would go out there, I'd do it outside and spray everything and then bring it inside to dry and then take it back out and spray everything again, bring it inside to dry. And then they're sealed. But right now, if I was to put anything, whether it's resin or glue or this Liquitex, anything at all, it's gonna smear the paint. So. Yeah, I like the color. I can already tell I like the color. So now I want to try to reassemble how I had it, or something that I like anyway. That purple one is so cute. We can always cut this off I probably will do that. Cut off this stem a little bit. Can you use triple thick on it? Only after you seal it. You can use really any sealer on these once you have sealed it with a spray. Spray sealer is the only thing I know that doesn't make them run or bleed. I've tried, or I used to, you know, like in a pinch, think, oh, I'm going to try this, and no, everything makes them, because as soon as anything liquid hits them, they shift. They don't stay. Oh, I think that's so cute. That just makes me happy. Now, this isn't my bright Deb colors, but I do really like this. So, okay, how am I gonna get this back? Don't y'all think that's a pretty good way to arrange them? I might even put the purple like that. So, yes. Let's see. It doesn't have to be exact, but kind of like that to a degree there. Okay, can you still see everything? So I'm going to try just putting this on, let me grab that brush. Just putting this on the back and tack them down with it. And then I will need to get some spray sealer before I, you know, before I could sell this or give it away or anything. Oh, that, see, I've already forgotten how I was going to do this. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to put this one to where it's under that purple. Well, isn't this perfect for Mother's Day? Even if you make it for yourself. That's the thing is, you know, you got to learn to gift to yourself. And so if you don't have somebody that you need to do one for, you should do it for yourself. You can use a credit card or a brayer if you need to, but I think this will work just fine. I do want to get it up under any edges like there. Oh, I'm loving this, y'all. I think that's so cute. Some things do work out the way you wanted them to. I'm grabbing a baby wipe because my hands are getting messy. Probably needed to put a leaf up there and I didn't, but let's add one. Oh, see, I'm getting this messy. I'm using my little baby wipe to clean that off. think I'm going to cut that off. I just got some of this on the front by accident, so we're going to see if it moves our paint around. Did a little right there. See, if you have glue or wetness on your hands, it will pull that, but it's an easy cleanup. I'm just using my Liquitex acrylic medium. It's just a gloss gel. Most people would want matte for this, but you know, I like gloss, so to each their own. But it holds things down really well. It has a lot of uses. It's not just... And we can always go back and add some paint to our little flowers after we get these down. There's more than one way to do this, so let's add that there. Another big one down here. Somehow I'm missing my little, is that them? Yeah, those. Let's see what else we have over here. Yellow. Let's see if I have any left in my practice ones. I could cut this one and make work. Let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's really the right amount. Let's just do what we have here. I just think I want to add some pink to this. I don't want yellow, so I think I'll just add pink and use this. See how well that stuff holds? It's already down. I'll just put it up next to it. Well, if that's not the perfect little phrase, this says, I don't remember planting the flowers. How funny. Yes, it would make a perfect Mother's Day gift. You know what else? Like if you're really creative, get all the grandkids together and have them make one flower and then put it all together, and they can sign their little flower or initial it. So then she's got a piece of her little grandkids, you know. I say little, but it could be grown, you know. Just be extra special. I kind of think I want an extra leaf. Nope, I don't like it there either. Come on, come on. It's got to stay. That's okay. It just covered my little stem, but that's fine. Okay, let's think. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to cut up one more little thing here to add. I'll make this a little smaller. And then I'm going to have to add one more. That's okay though. I'm just cutting a larger one into a smaller little flower. Okay, that does it. Oh, y'all, this is very relaxing. I hope y'all are relaxed. I am. I mean, this is really, you just kind of get lost in it. And that's why I love art. You just kind of forget all your troubles because you're solving problems here. And I wonder if I can make that work. Looky there. Oops. I have sticky fingers, so. And then that one needs a stem. Wrong color. That one is very dark. We'll have to add some darkness to it if I don't see one here. That none of mine are that dark. Are y'all still here? Send up hearts. Thank you, Nelda. Okay, so there's our little bouquet. How sweet. You can totally write a Bible verse around it or down at the bottom. So the only other thing to do on that is spray it with a clear spray sealer, and I will get some and do that. Let me add a little more color now that we have it how we want it. Let's grab a small brush. So now I can do a little, darker colors. I can kind of come back and where I feel like I need a little more pink or something, add that. Or you can leave it like it is if you like it that in the softer colors. Thank you, Brenda. this one. That's my boat. Ooh, see how much you can, I mean, this is just pretty much straight. I didn't add a lot of water to my brush, so that's really darkening that up. Do y'all see anything that needs a little something? Let me know. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's see what y'all are saying. Pen work to the last 2 flowers. Oh, so smart. Yes, let me try that. You're exactly right. Oh, Inga, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Goodness. Hi, Andrea. I didn't know you were here. Let's see what you said. Oh, no. I have been praying. I'm so sorry. Your mother-in-law's ill. Oh, one day at a time, girl. So sorry. I knew I hadn't seen you in a couple of days. Definitely everything needs to be dry before you use your pen on them, but I think I got it good. Yeah, I think we're going to try it. That was a good call. I'm glad you saw that. I didn't even think. So literally you can do this exact thing on an ATC. Just get a piece of watercolor, you know, like leftover watercolor, cut it to your 2x3, and you know, it might be easier. You know, I've never done it that way, but you could try putting the flowers down just raw and then painting them right there on top of this. I need to go though because I can't sit here any longer. My back is hurting me right now, or else I would just go on and do an ATC for you guys. Thank you, Sherry, so much. Let me show y'all this up close. But the last 30 minutes have gotten in so much pain. Oh, I think it's really sweet. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And I'll do, you know, I will clean this up to where it's faster, a faster video. If anybody wants to go back and, you know, watch it again, but you don't have to listen to all of me chatting and all that. Thank y'all so much for the stars. Y'all are so sweet. Well, y'all have a wonderful afternoon. Andrea, we will be praying for your family for sure. Anniversary. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it's been 5 years. Wow. I'm so glad that he has come so far, and I know all the lessons God's teaching y'all, you know. Why though, Andrea? It's a pretty day. Why is it hurting? But we are definitely back sisters. If you hurt, I hurt, and vice versa. It seems like we're just definitely on the same little path. Yes, praying for everybody for sure. Always drop it into the, you know, the post that I have pinned if you need special prayers any day. Or message me or just put it in the group if it's something you feel comfortable with. But, all right, guys, y'all have a wonderful day. I'll send happy mail, but I'm not even going to stay to draw. I'll just, you know, do a random drawing or something and send some happy mail to one of y'all. Have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.